Hey guys, Neil here, the real loss boss. So let's discuss 10 weight loss myths. And I'm going to debunk them all for you right now. I'll be honest with you, I've fallen foul to all of these throughout my weight loss journey. But from my own experience and research, I can tell you guys categorically now that these are all a load of junk. So let's start. All right, let's go in with the big one. Carbohydrates make you fat. They really don't. They really don't. The only thing that will ever increase your weight is consuming more calories than what you burn. If you like eating bread and you're trying to lose weight, eat bread. Just make sure you're in a sustainable calorie deficit while you are doing. It really is that simple. Now, I'll be honest with you. I fell into the zero/low carb trap when I first started my weight loss journey in 2014. Atkins diet was through the roof and carbs were the enemy. Now it seems to be keto. Well, Neil, my friend Sharon has done keto for 6 months and she's lost 5 stone. Sharon will have done exactly the same reason why I lost quite a bit of weight when I cut carbohydrates out of my diet. Because I overconsume them. High palatable, high calorific foods are full of carbohydrates. Pizza, burgers and fries, cookies, donuts, biscuits, crisps, ice cream. Full of carbs. And if I cut carbs out of my diet, I'm not going to be consuming these things, which is going to make it a lot easier for me to go into a calorie deficit and lose weight. You will never replace the calories we get from carbohydrates with proteins and fat because you just can't digest them that quick. We stay fuller for longer when we're on a high protein, high fat diet. Keto. Zero carbing is not a magic cure for weight loss. It just dramatically reduces the amount of calories we consume, allowing us to go into a calorie deficit and lose weight. The main issue with it is it's unsustainable and we're not going to stick to it for a long period of time. Weight loss tablets and fat burners. Now, the only thing that these will make a difference to is your bank balance because they are a waste of money. I've tried several different types at several different stages of my weight loss journey and they don't make a jot of difference. Now, they're generally just full of stimulants and they are said to increase your metabolism. And yeah, the faster your metabolism is, the more calories you will burn, which will make it easier to lose weight. But people are taking these things without changing anything else about their lifestyle. So they're just a waste of time. And I'll be honest with you, if you are on a calorie controlled diet, the amount of these you'd have to take to make a sniff of difference to the scales would give you a heart attack. So they are a waste of time. The only weight loss tablet that is proven to help with weight loss is Obese. You'll have to forgive the pronunciation of that. I don't know if I've said it right or not. This is a tablet that's prescribed by the doctors and it stops your body absorbing all the fat from the food you consume. Yes, it works. The main problem with Obese is if you are taking it and then have a moment of weakness and decide to have a high fat meal, it does things to your downstairs that you are not in control of and you end up, I'm not going to go into any more detail, but I'll be honest with you, I just wouldn't bother taking it. You can't eat after 6 p.m. at night. Now this is one of those that really blows my mind. And the amount of times I hear it and see it that you can't eat after a certain time to lose weight, it's just nonsense. How sophisticated do we think the human body is? Do you think it has a little switch that says, Neil, it's 8:30 p.m. at night. Whatever you eat now, we're going to triple the calorie value of it. Doesn't happen, does it? What about when you go on holiday? Let's say you go to somewhere like America that's 8 hours behind. So your body thinks it's 6 p.m, but it's actually 10 a.m. So what, you're not allowed to eat all day because it's actually after 6 p.m. Otherwise you're going to get really fat. Eat whenever you want. Eat whenever is convenient to you. In fact, you know what? I like to eat as late as possible because it reduces my snacking. Just make sure that whatever time you're eating, you're consistently in a calorie deficit. Skipping meals will help you to lose weight. Now, some people in the fitness industry might argue my point of view, but this is coming from someone that has suffered with weight issues. I totally understand. If I skip breakfast, the 400 calories I would have consumed at breakfast will go towards my calorie deficit, making it easier for me to lose weight. The problem is, I subconsciously struggle to control my calorie intake. I really struggle to control my calorie intake when I'm hungry. And if I'm going to skip a meal, it means that at another point throughout the day, I'm going to be hungrier than I should be, which means I'm probably going to overconsume calories. I would always recommend for weight loss to eat at regular periods throughout the day to keep your body satisfied. And if you are consuming a good amount of protein with each meal, that's going to regulate your blood sugars and stop you binging on calories, which is going to make it a lot easier for you to stick to your sustainable calorie deficit. Fat makes you fat. It really doesn't. It's a very similar answer to carbohydrates. Consuming more calories than what we burn makes our weight increase. The main issue with fat is it's calorific. Out of the 3 macronutrients we consume, protein, carbohydrates and fat, it is the most calorie dense, which is why a lot of food companies have taken it out or reduced it in their products. But you know what? We need fat to burn fat. You need fat for fat loss. Good fats, polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, and the good old omega-3s. So make sure you get nuts, avocado, olive oil, and fatty fish like salmon and mackerel into your diet. Just track those calories and make sure you're in a sustainable calorie deficit. And even if you're consuming fat, the scales will still come down. All right, while we're on with fat, zero fat and reduced fat products are healthier and always better for us. Now, this is a little bit of a minefield. Some clever scientist in the 70s decided that fat makes us fat. It doesn't. See previous point. But fat is calorific. So by taking the fat out of food products or reducing it, it reduced the calorie value, making it a lot more attractive to you and me that are on weight loss journeys. But fat contains flavour, so we need to replace it with something. Stand up! Processed sugar. Take a Muller Light yogurt, 0 fat, 99 calories. We can easily fit that into any calorie allowance. But a Muller Light yogurt contains the same amount of sugar as half a can of Fanta Orange. Up until recently, Muller Lights were sin-free on Slimming World, so people were consuming lots and lots of Muller Light yogurts to lose weight and gaining type 2 diabetes. Brilliant. Cheese is another one that is quite popular when it comes to reduced fat. Now, for me, I would rather eat a full-fat, extra mature cheddar that tastes amazing and have a smaller amount of it than have a reduced fat mature cheddar, unless I'm cooking. When it comes to zero fat and reduced fat products, just be vigilant. Check out the nutritional labels, especially when it comes to sugar. Anything that's around about 5 grams per 100 grams in terms of sugar is all right. 10 grams per 100 grams of sugar, just watch it a little bit. 15 grams of sugar per 100 grams, eat it a bit sparingly, and anything over 15 grams of sugar should be classed as a little bit of a treat or try to avoid. Stick to that rule of thumb and you should be all right. It's all about the scales. It really isn't. And this is one of the main issues I have with certain weight loss companies. I couldn't weigh myself for the first 8 months of my weight loss journey. I couldn't find a set of scales that would weigh me. I was too heavy. Even the doctor's scales only went up to 200 kilograms and I was more than that. But I knew I was having a successful weight loss journey because pictures, my clothes, and more importantly, the way I felt. Scales for me can be just as negative as positive, especially if you are weighing yourself more than once every 2 weeks. Leave the scales alone and make sure you are using other measures to judge whether your weight loss is successful. Like I say, my favourite ones are pictures and clothes, and of course, how you feel. eating healthy is expensive. And do you know what? This is something I do hear from people, and it isn't. There's not a lot I can say about it. It's just a really poor excuse for not starting a weight loss journey. And do you know what? I'm going to give you 2 words in the UK that dismisses that statement out the water. One is Aldi and one is Lidl. So thin people are healthy and obese people are unhealthy. And this is something that frustrates me when it comes to the fitness industry, that we judge how fit and healthy someone is by their size. And we really shouldn't. When I got to my happy and healthy weight at the end of 2017, I still weighed 20 stone. I was still classed as obese on the BMI scale. I'm still classed today as obese on the BMI scale. But am I fit and healthy? Absolutely. I exercise regularly. I have a good diet. I consume the right amount of calories for my goal. If I run up a few flights of stairs, I'm not stupidly out of breath. My resting heart rate's really good. My blood pressure is really good. And I'm happy. These are the things that should be important to us, not our size or what the scales tell us. So don't just assume that because someone is skinny and thin, they are happy and healthy. And don't always assume that just because someone is carrying a bit of extra timber, they are unhealthy. It really doesn't work like that. All right, guys, and finally, simply eat less and move more. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'll hold my hands up. I'm guilty of using this phrase because it is the basis of having a successful weight loss journey. We need to consume less calories, eat less. We need to burn more calories, move more. But it isn't that simple. Saying to someone that has a weight issue, just eat less and move more, is like saying to an alcoholic, stop drinking. It's like saying to a drug addict, stop taking drugs. It's like saying to a gambling addict, just stop placing bets. If only it was that simple. But we need to do these 2 things. And that's where my view and my approach and my perspective on those 2 things might just change your mentality. At the end of the day, we suffer with weight issues. And the 2 things we don't want to do is eat less and move more, but we have to do them. But it's how we approach those 2 things is going to determine how successful we are in losing weight. And that, guys, is where the real loss boss comes in. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. And if you did enjoy it, I need you to do 2 things for me. 1 is hit that subscribe button. 2 is press the bell next to it. And if you do those 2 things, I will see you guys next time.